Hey, Yamandumarang Muji, are you well? I hope so. Ewan Nadi, Mark Sadler, proud Wiradjuri man. Want to have a quick yarn to you today about bush tucker. Maybe some of you schools and maybe some of your mob want to learn more about bush tucker, how to put it in, and also a bit about bush medicine. So let me just Wibiana sit on this old tree trunk, rest my weary booyal, my booyal, my legs, and I'm going to start a little fire for you, a little wind, because I'm a bit Berber. Rightio, let's get into having a yarn up. 80,000 plus years my Wiradjuri mob have been looking after this country, and we continue to look after this country. Now there's other people around here like you, and we need your help to help us to care and love for this country. So what's important about bush tucker and to know about Wiradjuri people is often people think about Wiradjuri people, Aboriginal people, as being nomadic, like just wandering around the place and hunting and gathering and collecting. Well, that's not the case. Especially if my Wiradjuri people and the other Aboriginal people in Australia, we're actually farmers, where we actually cultivate the land, care for the land, and use some skills like coal fire burning, where you burn country and cool fire, to rejuvenate our bush tucker and our plants, encourage the Baliugun, the animals, to come back. So what's important today is, I just wanted to show you a little bit about, behind me you'll just see a blank landscape with a line running through it. And some people will look at our country and think it's just like that, it's just blank, bland. It's actually not. If you start to look behind that and start to understand our nation, you'll start to see Yirei, the sun. You'll start to see clouds that are carrying Yirang, rain. And then you'll start to see Galing coming out. And then you'll start to understand that as we have all those processes, warming and cooling and wet and cold and hot, we start to have rivers and creeks that start to flow, and then we start to have plants that start to pop up. A lot of those plants don't just pop up, they've been cultivated by animals and people, especially the budgeons, the birds. The birds tend to eat a lot of seeds, like this fella down here. Choo! Off he goes, and when he does his business somewhere else after he's eaten that seed, he will drop that seed down under the ground with his business, and then it'll start to turn into a beautiful tree or a plant. You've also got to look behind me and see how Wiradjuri people have and still cultivate the land. So you start to see old mate up here, old Gibby man up here, walking along, and he's ploughing the paddocks with a stone tool. So that was the first plough ever invented in the universe. And they go up and down, as you can see. And then when he's finished, another person will come along with a gulaman, a plate that we cut out of trees for different purposes. And in that we collect our seeds, and we can distribute our seeds into those little cultivated areas that we've done. And then look what happens. Up grows plants. So plants like yam daisies, plants like berrigan, we call berrigan, which is emu bush. I grow that at home for bush medicine. You might also see lots of yama out in the bush. Yama are currajong trees, so we use those for bush medicine. We also strip a bit of bark off to make our rope without killing the tree, because the tree is very important to us. Things like river mint, we'll grow those as well, use in our food, and also use river mint for keeping flies and mosquitoes away. So it's, you know, we have lots of bush tucker and things. But I'm going to bring in a friend of mine. Come on, come in here. G'day, Yamandumarang. This is Potsy. Well, Potsy's actually my little robot friend, and he's got a little TV screen in him. And I'm just going to show you little bits and pieces about, you know, he'll flick it on. Sometimes it mucks up a little bit, so he's got to get going, warm up. But he'll show you a little video screen while I'm having a yarn to you, and it'll show you plants starting to grow. It'll show you, you know, different places in the area, different photographs of mine that'll show you the country and show you all sorts of things. But what's important is, if you might look at that little video there too, is maybe you should start to design your own gardens and bush tucker, bush medicine gardens in your schools and your homes. So what do you do first? Get a bit of paper and draw your school, draw your house, draw a plan of probably where you want that bush tucker garden to go. The next thing is, I'd go and talk to your local Mudjigang, your elders, and your local people in the area, and also go for a drive out in the bush when you're allowed to move around and see what grows naturally in your area. Out here we have berrigan, which is emu bush. Out here we have bullagai, which is salt bush. We use that for food. And out here we have lots of yama, currajong trees, which are distributed by the birds when they eat the seeds. So I would suggest you draw a little plan on a bit of paper, your schools, your homes, plan out where you want the garden, plan out where your nearest water sources are, like your taps and stuff, and then go and talk to your local elders, your muchigang, and go and look in the bush and see what's growing, because a lot of people try to grow stuff that doesn't grow in your country and it just dies, so it's very unfortunate. So thanks, Potsy. See you, mate. You can trottle off there now. So, bush tucker, bush medicine, it's everywhere. We still grow it. The Wiradjuri people still look after it and cultivate our land. Wiradjuri people still have got a huge connection to our country. Look out! God, you got to watch out for them budgeons. Hello, what have you been doing? Hey, Dinnerwan. Yeah? Dinnerwans also eat, yeah, good on ya. Dinnerwans also eat plenty of seeds and tree seeds, and they also move bush tuck around in the country for us. So take your time to have a look around, take your time to talk to your local elders, start to plan out your bush tucker garden and look at some medicine plants, and let's try and see if we can start to grow some stuff ourselves that is nice to eat and also very healthy. Hey, hope you learned something today. Guwayu, safe travels, look after yourself and your mob.